Have you ever thought about what it truly means to be holy? Is it emulating God or just merely being set apart for a special purpose? Does holiness demand super spirituality, impeccable righteousness, or a life of solitude and prayer? How do we become holy? Is it even achievable without a clear definition? I'm Pastor G, and this is Biblical Elucidation, where we shed light on the scriptures to reveal truths that once seen can't be unseen. The Hebrew word for holy, kadash, goes beyond conventional definitions. While we often associate holiness with piety and righteousness, let's uncover its deeper meaning through the scriptures. The origin of holiness is found in Genesis chapter 2, verse 3. God sanctified the seventh day, making it holy. In Hebrew, this sanctification is expressed by the word kadash. But what does it mean that God made the seventh day holy? He distinguished it from the other days, naming it the Sabbath, and importantly, he did other than on that day, resting instead of working. God's actions made the seventh day Kadash, holy. This insight leads us to Exodus, where God reiterates the concept of holiness in the fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Exodus 20, verse 8. Holiness in this context means keeping the Sabbath distinct and different from the other days by resting just as God did. To grasp holiness fully, we must understand its relation to distinction and separation. In creation, God made three distinctions, represented by the Hebrew word vayavidel, meaning divided. He divided light from darkness. He divided waters from waters, and he divided day from night. These separations were essential for life on earth, creating energy, space, and time, the foundations of existence. Significantly, these separations occurred before God made us, emphasizing our paramount importance. Leviticus, especially chapters 17 through 27, contain the Holiness Code, elaborating on God's decree for holiness. In Leviticus chapter 19, verse 2, God commands, "Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy." This command carries immense weight, addressed to all the congregation of the children of Israel. God's holiness is the standard for our holiness. To be holy means to reflect God's character, being separate from, other than, distinct, and higher than what comes natural to the human. Jesus exemplified this by mirroring the Father's actions. John 5:19. Leviticus chapters 19 and 20 provide pivotal points in God's decree for holiness. Honoring parents. To be holy, God challenges our natural tendencies. Instead of fearing only our fathers and honoring only our mothers, we must fear both and honor both and keep God's Sabbaths. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 3. Think about it. Which of our parents do we normally fear? Take a moment and compare Leviticus chapter 19, verse 3 to the fifth commandment found in Exodus chapter 20. Sabbaths. To be holy, we are called to keep not just the weekly Sabbath, but all the Sabbaths God designates. Leaving gleanings. To be holy, when harvesting our fields and vineyards, we are instructed to leave portions for the poor and strangers. This is found in Leviticus 19:9 through 10. This selfless act stands in contrast to human nature's inclination to preserve and hoard for ourselves. To be holy, we are required to not hold hatred. We are required to address issues openly. God commands us not to hate in our hearts, but to rebuke our neighbors to prevent sin. Leviticus 19:17 through 18. Love your neighbor. To be holy, loving our neighbors as ourselves is a central commandment. This love aligns with God's holiness, challenging again our natural inclination to selfishness. Even today, holiness remains central. Jesus reaffirms the essence of holiness when he said, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another." This is found in John chapter 13, verse 34. To love as he loved is to fulfill the law and exhibit true holiness. Holiness transcends mere separation and piety. It encompasses living in ways distinct from human nature, guided by God's character. As we journey through the scriptures, we uncover the profound essence of holiness: to be distinct, to be other than, separate from, and higher than our natural inclinations, just as our holy God. If you'd like to discover more about holiness, check out my book,